Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Emory Hunters of the playbook. Bring you our 2012 NFL Draft Prospects Preview. We're breaking down the offensive tackle position. So let's take a look at some small school prospects as well as some sleepers that you want to keep an eye on. Matt Khalil out of USC is the consensus #1 tackle in this draft, in my opinion. Classic technician, has outstanding footwork and uses his hands very well. What I have some questions about is his brute strength, and that's due to his lighter lower body. Almost looks like a tight end that was converted to a tackle, but I still give him a top 5 grade. Riley Reef is a guy coming out of that Iowa program where Kurt Ferentz does a great job of preparing offensive linemen. This guy does an outstanding job in the running game, plows open holes, one of the better run blocking left tackles I've seen. He has the versatility. Where he struggles is that he can't be late with his hands in pass protection, and that can cause him to get beat, but overall a top 10 grade for this young man. Jonathan Martin out of Stanford is a guy that did an outstanding job of keeping Andrew Luck upright, well protected. He's very versatile. He's athletic. He can get out there on running plays. Does a great job of finishing in the run game from the left tackle spot. Where I have some questions that he struggles against top tier edge rushers. What I think may happen, he may even end up as a right tackle due to that, but he does have left tackle ability. Kelechi Osemele is a guy that I really like. Big, powerful guy, great size, and has great hand punch. When he gets his hands on you, you're not going anywhere. Where he doesn't do well, he doesn't use his feet well, he doesn't play with leverage, but I think this guy can play right tackle or even slide inside the guard at the next level. There's a lot to like about Mike Adams of Ohio State, 6'6", 310 pounds. I love his athleticism. He plays with good leverage, and I love his intensity and tenacity for the game. What happens is that he gets sucked into those inconsistent bouts throughout a ball game and throughout a season. Otherwise, he'd be a lock for a first round. That's why I'm still giving him a second round grade. Now here's some other top tackle prospects in this draft. You look at Zebri Sanders out of Florida State. What I like most about this guy is his athleticism and his versatility. Can play left or right tackle. Good overall sense of the game. Now what he has to improve on is his strength to play ratio. If he can apply his weight room strength to the field and not get big boyed at the line of scrimmage, he can have a lot of success. Nate Potter out of Boise State has been playing a lot of good football over the course of his career. He has great agility and movement, moves well to the second level as far as in the running game. His weaknesses, he may not be as strong in his upper body as his lower body. That has to improve in order to handle the pass rushers at the next level. You look at a guy like Bobby Massey, who may climb up the draft boards later on during this process, but right now I have him as a 3rd or 4th round grade. Great skill set, awareness, tremendous upside. Core strength is right there where you want it. He tends to play high at times, and that can cause him to get beat around the edge, but a perfect right tackle prospect out of Ole Miss. Matt McCants out of UAB, a guy that's 6'6", 292, a lot of athleticism out of this guy, both in build and skill. He's very athletic in getting to the next level in blocking in the running game, and athletic in his body frame, but he can add more bulk to help him better anchor in the running game. Where he can improve is his recognition and his technique. If that gets better, this guy can have a nice career as a pro. Levi Adcock is a guy out of Oklahoma State that you either like or you don't like. I like him a lot. I think he's better suited for the right side because he lacks that foot quickness in dealing with those quick pass rushers off the edge. He does have great football awareness and does have the read and recognition skills that you want, which is why I give him a solid mid-round grade. Some small college tackle prospects that you want to look out for. Tom Compton out of South Dakota, a guy that has tremendous athleticism, hand punches off the chain, and also does a great job of mirroring defenders. His only weakness is whether or not he can play right or left tackle. He played both in college, and if that's your only weakness, you're definitely headed in the right direction. You look at Jeff Adams out of Columbia, 6'6", 305, a guy that dominated the Ivy League. Weight room to field strength is important, and that's what he does exceptionally well. He's very strong at the point of attack, has that athleticism. If he can get out of those mental lapses that plague him to get false starts and penalties, he'd be a very solid pro. Larry Wright out of West Liberty, 6'5", 330 pounds, physically dominated his competition, strong at the point of attack, does a great job of finishing blocks in the running game. His quickness and pass protection is where I find a weakness, and also ways to pop his hands when getting his hands on defenders, but he's going to be a solid right tackle prospect at the next level. Here's some sleepers at the tackle position that you want to keep an eye on. Josh Oglesby out that great Wisconsin Badger program, great offensive line out there. And also Darian Weems, a guy out of New Orleans, Louisiana, whom I coached at Eleanor McMahon High School. He has a lot of pro potential as well, should do fine at the next level. Football Game Plan has you covered with all your draft coverage. Visit our draft page at footballgameplan.com/draft. Also, like us on Facebook. We have a fan page. Become a fan of ours on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter at FBallGamePlan. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel that you're watching right now at youtube.com/footballgameplan. And listen to the Football Game Plan radio show, which airs every Saturday, 11 a.m. Eastern Time at blogtalkradio.com/footballgameplan. Also, listen to our draft analyst Chris James' Draft Prospects Preview Show every Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time at blogtalkradio.com/footballgameplan.